ghost, I'm a ghost. I'm a ghost, I'm a ghost. I'm a ghost, I'm a ghost.
So Shedeur Sanders fell to the 5th round in the 2025 NFL draft, fell to the 144th pick. This might be the best thing that could have possibly happened to him, but it could also turn out to the worst thing that could possibly have happened to him. And I would say that this reminds me of the Tim Tebow effect of the NFL. My name is Brandon Fogel. This is Evolution. I'm going to dive into this topic, and this is probably a different perspective than you've even thought about. But over a decade ago, Tim Tebow came into the NFL, and he was somebody, came into a league that was kind of ready for him, but did not at all know or understand what was about to come upon them. Tim Tebow, if you remember, it was Tebow Mania. And it had to do with, it came in and his fans were just diehard fans, and they really pushed the organizations that Tim Tebow came to and were just get him on the field constantly. And the people in the NFL, they don't like to be told what to do. And unless you're an owner, because everyone else in the organizations of the NFL, whatever team that you find yourself on, the only person that really owns the team is the owner. And people that are just GMs, coaches, whatever, they have a job and they want to protect their job. They have a very short time frame that they're guaranteed to even be on the team. So they are very conservative with who they want to put on the field, and they want to be able to have players that they can kind of control, and people that aren't going to bring crazy attention to them and put them under the microscope. Tim Tebow did that exact thing to the teams that he came to. And what Shedeur Sanders, whether you like him or hate him, I don't see how you could hate him, but whether you like him or hate him, he has brought so much attention on himself that he has put a lot of teams in a bad spot. And that is the only thing that can make sense of what happened, because the player himself, I would not go the route of saying this has any racial undertones. This is not about race whatsoever. And Skip Bayless, I saw that he had this take that was the only explanation that he could fall to where he fell was race. And that does not make sense at all to me. A majority of the people in the NFL are black. So I don't understand why that would have anything to do with it at all. It's about the coaches that are on these teams. They did not want to be put under such scrutiny. And the players that he would be influencing as he walked into a locker room, they're not going to play that. They don't care who your dad is. They don't care, how much bravado you have. You got to perform on the field. But the only thing about Tim Tebow himself, when he was in the field, like in the NFL, he actually performed on the field. He won games. That's the people don't like that. He won. He didn't do it as the most normal way of doing it as a just prototype quarterback, but he won. And so Shedeur Sanders, if he wants to follow in the steps of Tim Tebow, he's in good company. He's in good company in the sense that he is going to get attention. He is going to get crazy attention. So I don't know if he wants to take the way of just getting attention, or if he wants to win games and have a deep impact in the NFL and have a long career. Tim Tebow's career was cut way too short. And so I don't know. I can't get inside Shedeur's head, but I would say this could be an amazing thing that could have happened to him, because this is going to humble him greatly. And he's not going to go to a team that is going to be put in they are not going to be under fire to get him on the field, because he's a 5th round quarterback. So the Browns got an amazing deal out of this. And the only reason they got this deal was because the owner himself said, go out and grab him. We cannot let this go on any further. This guy, he should have been a 1st round draft pick. Tim Tebow was a first-round draft pick. This guy should have been a first-round draft pick. But it's the guys that are pulling the strings, the guys that are just cranking the up and down the dials and all that kind of stuff. The people that are just down below that are making these decisions, they don't want to be on the hot seat. They want to have a secure job that they can actually go out and them determine whether they win or lose. They would be taking a huge gamble in taking Shedeur. That's why it had to come from the owner. The owner had to step in and say, take this guy. Because owners want people in the seats, people that are going to draw eyes to their team, jersey sales, all that. Because the eyes are going to be on the Browns this year because they got this steal of a draft pick. I cannot believe that he fell this far. This is insane. And there were so many different things that happened in the draft. And I would say this was the draft of Shedeur Sanders because he was the talk. And every day, every draft pick that happened and he didn't get selected, it was a crime against football players. It had nothing to do with race, but it had to do a crime against these guys that are just pulling the strings that are in these organizations, these coaches. They want to have a steady, secure job. They don't want to take the chance of getting lightning in a bottle, which is Shedeur Sanders. Shedeur Sanders, he's going to bring heat. He's going to bring the spotlight. He would have brought prime time. And that's why, call me crazy if you like, I think, and I would have liked the Kansas City Chiefs to have snatched Shedeur. I wish they would have grabbed him. And that seems blasphemous because we got Patrick Mahomes. And I get that. But I want prime time. I want him in our locker room. It would be fun. And Andy Reid, he is strong enough that he could keep the team together. Patrick Mahomes is the epitome of saying the right things, doing the right things. He has the awareness that eclipses Tom Brady. Patrick Mahomes has the awareness that eclipses Tom Brady. So he would have been able to throw Shedeur in there for some, trick plays, use him in maybe different positions, as he gets his feet under him, as he starts learning the game, and let him learn under Patrick Mahomes, he could be a player that could do just these crazy plays that Andy Reid could have thrown him in there. They could be throwing it out to the wide receiver and the wide receiver throwing it across the field. It would have been fun. It would have been absolutely fun. They should have grabbed him. I think the Chiefs should have grabbed him. That might seem ludicrous, but it's not. It would have been the real deal, and it would have been so fun. I'm upset that he went to the Browns, and I'm sure he's upset, but this could be great for him. And then there was the whole prank call that just put the icing on the cake, the cherry on top, which will go down, which those guys, man, that was cold. That was so cold what they did. And they got attention. They got attention for it. It was just, it could it have been another player? Could it have been another team that was just tricking them? But then the tape came out that these guys from Ole Miss, these looks like college students, just made it. Why do you got to rain on someone's parade that much? That was just, I thought that was way below the belt what they did. I don't think they thought they would have got through. They're making a call. They didn't think in their wildest dreams that Shedeur, they would have got to him and actually have been able to have him on the phone, and that happened. Man, you opened up a whole can, who knows what you brought on yourselves by doing that, but be fearless. I mean, these guys, I guess they're fearless, because they put themselves in a terrible spot, but I'd say be fearless, but that was uncalled for. That was way uncalled for what they did. But I would say this could be the best thing for Shedeur because this is going to humble him and where he's going. He could go off the deep end if he does something that is crazy outlandish. He could go off the deep end and it could be terrible, but I think it could be and it will be the best thing for him because he's going to go there and he's going to have to learn the ropes and not just go in with such arrogance. If he has arrogance, I don't know his heart. Dion, he is a man of faith. He's a man of faith, and I would say Shedeur, learning from his father, they got to take the faith route. Don't try to bring crazy attention on yourself, unneeded attention, Go in there, learn it, but don't become just humdum, that doesn't bring fun to the game. You know, I like guys that are going to bring fun and bring eyes to your team. You know, it's not about just winning, you know, like win with fun and electricity, you know, and that's what Shedeur Sanders, I think, can do. And this will be the best thing that could have happened to him. But all right, we'll leave it at that. Peace, everyone.
I could see the cracks form in the paint, growing like a fire. What do I say? Can you see them